Today is Wednesday, March 23rd, 2016, and the title of this rant will be Bernie Sanders, 2 wins, is it too little, too late? So yesterday, Hillary took Arizona, Bernie took Utah and Idaho. Based on this morning's delegate count, Hillary got 57 delegates approximately. Bernie got 71 delegates. Bernie needed to get more than that to maintain the pace that he's behind Hillary. So Hillary got everything she needed. Bernie got almost everything he needed. But by not being ahead of Hillary, he's actually further behind. So the example was after Hillary's running the gamut the previous Tuesday of 5 wins, she won Arizona. She got and her delegate count puts her at a point where before yesterday's vote, Bernie needed to get about 58% of the vote through the rest of the cycle for him to win. And he didn't quite do that yesterday, so then in essence that puts him further behind. Now upcoming we have a couple more places. We have Washington, we have Wyoming, we have Alaska, we have Hawaii. And I just want to make a quick point. I believe that Wyoming, Alaska, I don't know about Washington, but if we just look at Wyoming, Alaska, Idaho, and Utah, I believe they're all caucuses. Bernie should win them handily. I'm not sure about Washington. I can't remember. So he will be able to move up a little bit. But again, those are all small states outside of Washington. And forget about Washington for a second. But if you look at Wyoming, Arkansas, Idaho, and Utah, they're all big red states. Neither Hillary nor Bernie is going to win those states. And so what's the whoop-de-doo that he catches up a little bit at that point in time? Then we're heading back east. And when we head back east, we have a couple big ones. Pennsylvania, New York, and I'm throwing in there Maryland just as an example. And the example in Maryland is that there's no polling in any of the states that much. I'm sure we'll get some more as we come along. Maryland, it looked like at one point Hillary is ahead by about 40 points or more. And again, if Hillary is winning like she won Arizona, 58 to 42% approximately, that's what Bernie needs to be winning by on all the other states. And to say that right now that Maryland, Bernie is behind by 40, that he could actually win by 58 to 42% is a big stretch. And then, of course, we have New York, Pennsylvania, and California. All of them, again, not great polling, but what they're thinking is, or what we've seen so far, is that Hillary is leading in those polls right now. So the question I asked, too little, too late, what's going to happen as we come around to convention time? 2 examples. If Bernie is in the lead, will Hillary let go of all her delegates and then support Bernie unconditionally like she did Obama in 2008? And will the reverse be true? Will Bernie let go of all of his delegates and endorse Hillary unconditionally as he realizes he does not have a way to get to the nomination? We'll see where that happens. But the point is, we know a couple things. We know that if Hillary's the candidate, she needs the young people and all of those great left progressives, to be fighting as much for her as they have for Bernie. They probably don't have that burn inside them for her as much, but the alternative is so reckless. They should never, ever consider not voting. And considering that neither of them will be able to achieve what they want to achieve, we still need to back Hillary unconditionally. And then the same thing would be for Bernie. If Bernie ends up becoming the nominee and Hillary backs him unconditionally, can she help him get all of the black vote and all of the Latino vote and all of the women vote that Hillary is leading Bernie by right now? Now, one other thing about all this, Hillary has raised a lot of money for the DNC and for down party candidates. I don't know, through the DNC, maybe through other places. I don't really keep track of all of that. But she's done a lot of work. She's made a lot of speeches for that. And of course, Bernie has not made very many at all. Bernie has not been endorsed. I think that 39 or 40 Democratic senators have endorsed Hillary. This is not to say that I'm in the tank for Hillary. She has to be the nominee. But Bernie has a lot to overcome, especially when we look at now on the Republican side. We know that the Republicans on the down ballot have already been given permission that they can run a campaign being against Trump so that they can get reelected. And then the question is, can down candidates who are in, let's say, Republican majority districts or states, can they go against Bernie so that they can get elected? Because the hope, and of course, would the same be true for Hillary if that was necessary? Now remember, there's 24 Republican Senate seats up, and there's a good chance that the Democrats can get 5 or more, because what we need is someone on the top so that every lever goes down the same way, Democratic, straight down through. So what Hillary has done has been very impressive. Can Bernie bring that to his campaign, that down ballot voting pattern? I want to bring up 2 other things real quick. There was some talk that I've read about getting rid of Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Rahm Emanuel. Let's just go to Rahm Emanuel. Has been pretty despicable, it seems like, as head of Chicago, especially endorsing more charter schools, trying to get rid of the public schools, so to speak, and about the film on the young black man who was murdered by a cop. And I believe that the police department had the tape. Of course, it was on tape. He shot him 16 times, offered the family $5 million even before they avowed as to what actually happened. And Rahm said he never saw the tape. Despicable. He won't resign. I don't know if he'll be a factor. And I don't know if the Republicans will use all the killings in Chicago as part of it, but they probably will. As to Debbie Wasserman Schultz, again, despicable in terms of the payday loans that she's advocating for, to increase to make payday loans still legal in the state of Florida and I guess all over the country, to get the exorbitant amounts. Also opening up for lobbyists. Again, despicable. Don't know. Hopefully they could do a coup d'etat on her. Don't know if that's actually possible. We also know that she's opened it up for lobbyists to put more money in. One of my thoughts on that is that this could be even a more expensive election than the last 2 elections, especially if the Koch brothers decide to get in, and all of that group with Sheldon Adelson and a number of others, is that by opening it up to the lobbyists, will that allow Hillary, let's say it's Hillary, or Bernie, can Bernie really run a effective campaign in the general if there's over $1 billion coming in on the Republican side? That money might be vital to both Hillary and Bernie later on. That's not saying that I like Debbie Wasserman in any way, but let's just say she's done her job. It's time to move on. And can there be a coup d'etat? Can they overthrow her? Would Hillary be the one that have to do it? They'd probably have to do it another way so that Hillary's hands don't touch the whole thing. But if there's any talk about that going on, it probably should be done sooner rather than later. A progressive group, I believe they were called, what the heck were they called? I don't remember. The Agenda Project was trying to get Tad Devine in there. I think Tad Devine's going to stay with Bernie Sanders until the bitter end. He will show his allegiance, and of course if he left early to go run the DNC, that would sort of mean like he was cutting and running. I don't know if they want to do that. But again, Bernie had 2 great wins. Hillary had 1 win. Bernie's not coming remotely close again with those 2 wins to getting close to overtaking Hillary. With Maryland, Pennsylvania, New York, and California, all showing favoring Hillary right now. It's hard to see Bernie having that path, but we need to coalesce. We need to start coalescing around the candidate. We need to get the unconditional support of the of, let's just say, the losing candidate. We need to look at all the down party things. We need to look at the DNC. We need to get rid of Rahm Emanuel. That's it. Oh, also, I am on Facebook under The Lifetime Liberal. Please join. Comments, both positive, negative, always appreciated.